Why do you think Tommy is such an important part of Franklin and Williamson County and this community?
Oh, that's an easy question to answer. Tommy Jackson is Franklin, Tennessee.
Tommy Jackson, he is one of my favorite people in the world. I love Tommy, and I'm gonna tell you, thank goodness for Tommy Jackson for keeping this sort of thing going right here in this area. And we work a lot of fairs for Tommy and that sort of thing, and he is just a wonderful, wonderful person, and glad to know him and call him a friend.
Not only is he an extraordinary man and a great community leader because he puts on the festivals for the community, not for himself or his ego, and he is phenomenal, teaching the children for free. He was born in a sharecropper cabin at the end of my street, so he is an OG, original Franklin resident. He's the fabric of this community.
Tommy Jackson, resident of Franklin, Tennessee. I was born down right outside downtown Franklin, a little street called Eddy, E-D-D-Y, Eddy Lane. And I've lived in this same area all my life as far as financing. Dad came to the factory when he moved, went to work at the factory. That's when we lived on Eddy Lane. And he was about 3 blocks away from the factory.
We know you went to Franklin High School.
Yes, graduated from Franklin High School in 1970. And went to grade school. Matter of fact, the street that I live on, the grade school is 1 block down. Bluegrass along the Harpeth was started. Mom and Dad and I, we went to a lot of festivals, Alabama, Tennessee, and we were coming out of Alabama late one night and was coming home, and Mom brought up the idea. She said, it's kind of odd, we go to all these festivals in different towns, but we don't have one in our own hometown. And so I said, well, I'm game if you are, and let's try to figure if we can put one together. Now keep in mind, that was in July, and we pulled it off and had the first one in September. And it was held at Pinkerton Park. And Pinkerton Park, the first year, they just opened that park, and we had such an overflow of crowd that the cars had parked up 96 East. And I mean, out by the interstate, the park was full of cars. The following year, the city said that we need to move because we had outgrown the park. We needed a bigger area. And moving to Gym 1 Park was like a disaster. We went from about 2,000 or 3,000 people to about 200. And the reason why, nobody could find us. They thought we had closed up and went home. It took us roughly 8 years to rebound and rebuild as far as the crowd attendance. We're in our 34th year, and for me to do the math would be a disaster in my head, but this is our 34th year coming up.
What was it like to have your father as a big part of that?
Well, he was a huge supporter of what we were doing. Dad had his own dance team, and I danced, it was all family. I mean, it was my aunts, my cousins, we were all on the same dance team. And when he told me one time, he said, I've done as much as I can, it's up to you now, go get your own. And the reason we got started with our dance team real quickly is our dance team was formulated around a lot of children. The reason we went to children, I was with an all-adult team, and we parted ways after about 2 years, and for whatever reason, we just parted ways. And it's hard to find adults, that want to do this on a regular basis. So we started finding children that might want to get interested, and we built it from that point. And but having Dad on stage with us, he was always a headliner. When he come on stage at his age, people just couldn't believe, that he was still dancing. Up to 92, he was still dancing. We've had kids that we had 4 that became ministers, but we've got about 4 that are school teachers now, and we've had 5 that's been in the military. And it's really humbling to see what they become. And now we're getting their kids are coming back in. We're going to the next generation, but we're independent. We don't let the kids buy anything. As far as the coaching, the lessons are free. And I will say this, I'll just give you a start. I'll get you in there, and we start on footwork, and we look at rhythm and timing. It's a different avenue. A lot of people can't believe that. You don't charge anything. No, lessons are free. We don't care if you're an adult or child. We do teach adults as well. And We don't charge them for the outfits. We furnish those. Well, how do you do that? Well, if you do an event and you get paid, you put some money toward the outfit. We've used the same seamstress pretty much for the last 20, 25 years. Miss Charlene Hazelwood. And Charlene used to be on the Grand Ole Opry, she danced for the Opry. She's performed with them, and she also was making the Opry square dance team's outfits. The most important person at the festival are the artists. That is the most important. And a lot of these festivals have forgotten that, because these are the men and women that just love to mix and mingle and play instruments and just perform under shade trees, jammers, pickers, and just having a good time. And we call it a mixer. We're the only ones that does not charge for the registration for the bands. The bands register for free. And there again, you get too much cost into it, people can't afford to go anymore. We don't charge any gate admission. We just want everybody to come in, because as a family, families have gotten to the point now where they can't afford to go anywhere because of the cost. It's the same thing with musicians. This way you could bring a carload of 15, 20 people if you can get them all in there, or you can pull up in a bus. It makes no difference, because there again, to preserve the art form, which we're trying to do every day, is to get more people involved and bring it back to the forefront. When you put a pair of shoes on and you walk out on the stage for the first time, or you go out on the dance floor for the first time, it's a fraternity. You just earned your way in. You can't buy your way in, you can't rent your way in. You earned it. When you put the shoes on and say, I'm going to try to dance, welcome. Same thing with a musician. Don't care how good or bad you are. There'll be 15 to 20 under the shade tree picking and jamming and playing. Our dance team helps put this whole thing on. A lot of people don't realize that, but all the kids and running around and trying to either make registration happen, or they're cleaning up, and or they just, anything needs to be done, they're doing it. There's one person in particular, Robin Durden. Robin's been with me since she's 9 years old. She handles all the judging staff and such. When I walk in on Friday morning to set the stage, she's the go-to person. She, takes it over and starts running with it. The largest challenge is revenue, because you got to have the funding to make it happen. I don't like to spend money we don't have. And we've been very blessed to have so many businesses here in the community that want to support what we're doing, and the preservation of old-time music and dance. There's a lot of moving parts, and people don't really realize how many avenues that you have to cross in order to get to the end result. But no, we have been very blessed to have a lot of support group, not only financially, but people giving supplies and stuff that we might need.
So Tommy, how's the first day going so far?
So far, really good. It's been not too bad of a day, wasn't too hot. It's like any other day. It takes a long time to set up, but everything look at the crowd, everybody's having fun, and that's what it's about. And if you hadn't been by to see the race car, go see the Grand Prix racer we've got here tonight. And that is cool. That is cool. Bluegrass along the Harpeth, when we first started, like I said, was in Pinkerton Park. Eventually they let us put it on Main Street, and since that time we moved back up to, we had about, I would say, we average between 5,000 and 7,000 people now. And the magic at any festival, I don't care which one you go to the Smithville Jamboree, theirs is on the courthouse, around the courthouse. Uncle Dave Macon used to be around the courthouse. Same thing with ours. It's the magic at that courthouse, and that makes it happen. People just love being around in the downtown area. I'm proud of downtown Franklin, because when you lived here all your life, you watch the growth, and then you start to watch the old Franklin shrink, and it's dwindling away a little every day, just like it's eroding. And the city officials have done a great job because they're trying to keep the look of the buildings and making sure that nobody changes those. When you lived here all your life, you want to protect it. You want to protect it. But we do appreciate all the persons coming every year to attend. And back to say, when we started this, Mom had this infinite wisdom. She said, if you'll put it together, I will cook for everybody. She burnt 2 stoves out the first year. And she said, this is wrong, I can't do this. Now you got food trucks and everything, they're attending all the festival, which is great. But we've been very blessed with the city of Franklin letting us continue doing this.
Back in the country, don't you wish that you had stayed? Back in the country where the roses still grow wild. Back in the country where you won't go country mile long. Take that Madeline now. And Preston Baker on the fiddle there.
I'm Rogers Anderson, Williamson County's mayor, and I am honored to be able to talk about Tommy Jackson and all the things that he has done for Williamson County over the last 25 years that I have known him. Well, in the early days, Tommy's family was very involved, not only in the Rocky Top Review and the dancing and all of those items, but also involved in he had a brother who was very involved in sports, and Tommy was kind of a byproduct that I met through one of his younger brothers. But Tommy's been such an instrumental figure for Williamson County in the many things that he's done. But our relationship and friendship goes back for almost 25 years. You've got to go back in history and kind of follow Bluegrass the way that it's journeyed for the last 100 years since after, I guess, the Civil War. But it's been a prominent side of our music. Now, Nashville's Music City headquarters for country and western, but also the bluegrass and all the other activities. And Tommy has tried to keep that attention to the bluegrass side and the dance side here in Franklin. And what better place to have it than on the square? Just recently we were recognized in several publications, one of the best small cities in which to visit. So when people come to Nashville, when they come to see the activities going there, they're going to trickle down, they're going to come down to Franklin, and they're going to see the beauty and the festivities and the activities of a small town that's been maintained, along with the Civil War that goes into lots of history. Actually, Franklin and Williamson County were started in 1799. The festival that Tommy has, that's a labor of love. It is a labor of love that Tommy has demonstrated that he wants to keep alive, and he's out door knocking. I have supported it not only financially, but I've also supported it individually by attending, and it takes you back to a time. It takes you away from where you are today, and you get to enjoy people and music and dance, but above all, just good, friendly, one-on-one conversations with complete strangers. I think on a real serious note, you have to understand the moral fiber, or just the fiber of Tommy. Now, Tommy's personality is not real serious except when he's got on his clogging shoes. But he believes that mountain music, he believes truly in the value of continuing on that history side. Somebody has to step up and be the leader. Someone has to continue this on. I dare say I don't know where we would be if Tommy had chosen, if he hadn't personally said, this is important, this is part of the history that we have in our county. And of course, all of the awards that Tommy's been able to acclaim, he'd take a back seat and say, look what my children, what my students have done. But as we all know, in any organization, it's about leadership. It's about an individual that's willing to step up and make it a better place for the next generation through the efforts that you're currently doing on a day-to-day basis. When you look back at the 225 plus years that Franklin and Williamson County have been here, you can always find men and women that have played a major role in the development of your community. But if we had an area that had sculptures, I would expect Tommy to be in that array of sculptures of the arts, of the music, but above all, his love for this town, this community. He gives so much. He pours out his heart and soul. One of the things that I really have noticed in him, 23 years ago, we started the Williamson County Fair. One of the first people that jumped out and said, I want to be a part of that. I want to bring my team. His team was the dancing, the music, the fiddles, the banjos to the fair. And Tommy took that on 100% by himself. And today, 21 years later, we're still having the fair, and we know that Tommy's going to be there. He's phenomenal in his commitment to getting things done, to make this a better place and take us out to the next generation. Not sure what our community would look like with Tommy not being in it, but I can tell you with him in it, it's a community full of culture, it's a community full of laughter, it's a community full of a lot of stories that Tommy has accumulated, maybe embellishes a little bit, but at the end of the day, that's Tommy Jackson. And there is no other Tommy Jackson in Williamson County.
From our family to yours, best of luck for next year, and we look forward to seeing you. Come and see us next year for Bluegrass along with the Harpeth.
Woo! Go Tommy! Woo! How do you feel right now?
We're very pleased with the whole show. Everything went well other than the rain. But we're blessed to have a lot of musicians and artists here today. A lot of the festivals now don't have as many bands as we had. When you look and you've got 15 bands here competing, that's huge in the bluegrass world, and we're really pleased. And the crowd has been fabulous all day long, and we appreciate everybody coming out and supporting bluegrass music. We want to make sure that when you leave there, we always say it, did we give you 1 minute, 1 hour, or 1 day that you don't have to worry about anything? Just sit down with your family, enjoy life. There's too much grief, there's too much stress. So how do we do that? Music, dance. So that's what we love about Franklin and about the festival.
My lonely soul, he looked beyond my faults and saw my Rocky Top Review based out of Franklin, Tennessee. We're glad to be here at the Sugar Bowl. We're having a great time. We are the current 1997 Tennessee State Champion Square Dance team. We have performed on the Grand Ole Opry, and we're currently going back to the Opry in approximately 3 weeks. We're having a great time. The kids are excited, and it's going to be a great show. Thank you.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior